Corinne Clark is a co-founder of freepressfail.com and Republican strategist. She's now joining us live. Madam Clark, thank you very much for making time for us and welcome to the program. First of all, we do understand that Vivek Ramaswamy has opted out. He says he will not be working alongside Elon Musk for the Government Efficiency Department. What do you make of that decision by Vivek?
Well, I think Vivek has a lot of exciting news because he's going to be running for the governor of Ohio. I think that's an amazing opportunity for him. Ohio could really use a strong conservative governor because while they've had some Republican governors the last few terms, they haven't had a really powerhouse conservative like Vivek in charge. So I think that's a great opportunity for him. It's a great opportunity for Ohio, and I'm very happy to see him go that way.
All right, let's now talk about the Capital One Arena, what we are expecting at the Capital One Arena, because we do understand that President Trump is already there and there are thousands who are waiting for him to address them. Apparently, this is like a season finale of the inauguration day. What do you expect he will tell his supporters at the arena?
I assume he will give a long speech. You know, he gave a long speech outside of the Capitol today because the festivities have really changed with this ceremony moving inside. People who had traveled to see him expected to see his speech outside on the mall. And now this speech that he will give at the Capital One Arena is for all of those supporters who really have wanted so bad to see him. And I think he will give a long speech, very energetic, and he's really going to play to his base because all of the people in that arena are people who love him, who probably traveled to see him, and people who are very excited about the next 4 years. And I assume it will be a high energy, high enthusiasm, positive speech.
Well, there are already some people and some critics who are questioning his inauguration speech. We have a former Obama speechwriter who actually wrote online just a few minutes ago. I'll just read to you what he says. His name is Terry. He says, whether you support President Trump or oppose him, make no mistake. What we just heard was not just an inaugural speech or address. It was a war speech. And he went on to say that Trump declared war on undocumented migrants. He went on also to say that Trump declared war on other areas, including inflation. He declared war on trading partners. He declared war on government inefficiency. He declared war on government censorship. He went on and on and on. He declared war on the weaponization of the Justice Department. What do you make of his statement?
I honestly, if this is supposed to be a criticism of Trump, I'm not really sure what the criticism is. To declare war on inflation, good. We should have lower inflation. To declare war on censorship, good. We should have no censorship. To declare war on illegal immigration, absolutely. We should be doing that. There should be no illegal immigration. These shouldn't even be controversial issues. These are pillar issues for Trump, and the people voted for this. We should not be censored. We should not be overwhelmed by inflation, by illegal immigration. We should only be creating opportunities for Americans and prosperity for Americans. I think that's what Trump will do. And if that was meant to be a criticism of Trump's speech, honestly, I just don't know how you are so out of touch. I think all of those key issues that Trump touched on and declared war on, as they say, are exactly what the American people wanted to hear. And I really hope that that is the strength of the Trump agenda, to get all of those things done, to declare war on those negatives in our society, because those have plagued us for the last 4 years. And I would like to return to the Trump era of opportunity and prosperity, and all of those negative things, they can go.
They can go indeed. Ms. Clark, what stuck out to you during his speech? Because to so many people, two things stuck out for them: the gender issue and the racism issue, and also the border issue.
You know, I do think that Trump had very strong talking points on the border and on gender and on women's rights and the trans issues. But I do think that the thing that stuck out to me the most, and I actually will say it moved me to tears, is when he said that, you know, he was almost assassinated this summer. A bullet went through his ear, and he believes that he was saved by God to lead this country into a better era. And I think that is what really stuck with me. It's the most memorable part of his speech. And I thought it was very moving, endearing, humbling, and amazing. I think that was the best part.
I think there also another amazing point that he did make. He said that he wants his legacy to be remembered as that of a peacemaker and also a unifier, because he did not usually talk about the unity in America, because many people are expecting him to talk about that. But he did pull off a different thing. He said that we are in a golden era, we are in a golden age, and moving forward, we have to bring the sovereignty of America back again. Do you think he will do that in his second term?
I absolutely do. I have the highest hopes that he will. And just to hear a president use that kind of language about America again, to make us prosperous, to make us great, to make us supreme again, it's just so comforting to hear our leadership say those words, because I think for the last 4 years, we have not heard America is great. We have not heard that we're going to make us better. And I'm just so glad to have a leader who truly believes in America and wants to make America better, not just for the world, but for Americans. We want to make it a better place for Americans to live. And I think that is a great agenda. It's why people voted for Trump. And I do think that he has the momentum to really implement an agenda that will make us stronger, more powerful, more prosperous, and not just for the top 1%. You know, it's going to be for the average American. And I really have the highest hopes for him.
I'm just curious, what do you make of the Panama Canal saga and the Greenland saga?
I think Trump actually had a great point. We were talking about great points in his speech when he said, you know, Americans built the Panama Canal. Americans sacrificed their lives to build the Panama Canal. And when we gave it back, we didn't give it to China, but that's who's running the Panama Canal right now. So if we want to secure our country, we want to make sure that we're not being overcharged. We want to make sure that we have the best opportunities for trade. We should be running the Panama Canal. We shouldn't have given it back so that China could run it. And I feel exactly the same way. That was a terrible decision because we didn't give the Panama Canal back to Panama. They're not running it. We just gave it to our biggest threat, which is China. It's crazy to think that we should allow that to continue. So I am proud to have a president who stands strong on those kinds of issues. And I think the Panama Canal issue is a big one. And he's absolutely right on it. We should take it back.
Do you have any hopes of a better relationship between United States and China, for instance?
I think that the relationship will be better in a way that it will benefit America more than it has in the past. I think we're working with such terrible trade deficits. China is benefiting from America more than America is benefiting from China. I think that is going to change. We're going to see a lot of these tariffs. China's going to start paying to play the game that we've all been paying to play. And that will be beneficial to America. I'm not sure that it'll be, a much more friendly relationship, but it will be a more fair relationship.
All right. Ms. Clark, stay with me. We are live at the Capital One Arena, and there is word that apparently the president will sign some executive orders at the arena. Ms. Clark, do you think he can do that? And if he does, is there any significance of that?
Absolutely. The president can sign an executive order from any location. It's his signature that matters. So if he wants to do that at the Capital One Arena or in the Oval Office or from Mar-a-Lago, he absolutely has the authority to do so. I'm interested in seeing which one he chooses. I think that will send a big symbolic message, whichever one he's hoping to sign in front of this crowd. And I look forward to seeing what that message will be.
All right. So we are waiting for Donald J. Trump to address the participants at the Capital One Arena. That's Donald J. Trump's son, you see on your screen there. And there are so many people who are waiting for the president to address them in a short while from now. Ms. Clark, again, it looked like the First Lady, Melania Trump was sort of subdued today. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think that is Melania's typical temperament. She's very stoic in her expressions. I think that's typical of her, but I wouldn't blame her if she was a little bit more subdued than she was in 2016. A lot of time has passed since then. You know, her husband has faced 2 assassination attempts in just the last 6 months. I think there is absolutely a reason that she might be a little more hesitant to celebrate with the crowd. But I think that she's made it clear that she is so happy that Donald Trump won this election and that they're going to work together for the better of this country. And I was super happy to see her out today. She looks beautiful, and I'm sure that she has our best interest in mind.
Well put. Thanks, Ms. Clark, for talking to us today and for all your insights. We'll go back to the Capital One Arena, where we are expecting the president to address the participants at the arena. Let's just listen in for a short while what is happening at the arena.
Next thing for us is bravura.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome the official fanfare music group of the President of the United States. Under the direction of Major Aaron Morris, the U.S. Army Band Herald Trumpets performing their fanfare that's actually written for the 47th President of the United States. Listen to this, it's amazing. This is Brass and Glory. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 50th Vice President of the United States of America, Vice President J.D. Vance, accompanied by the Second Lady, Mrs. Usha Vance.